Hi everyone, Mr. Lamb here. I hope you're having a lovely day. So today I just wanted to talk about the writing stimulus and the writing task today that you have to complete for your task. So today we're writing about the box, and we're going to be writing a story about box. So some ideas on what you can write about is what's inside the box, how to get there, is it valuable, so it could reveal a message. Was there something like in the box, like I said before? What happens if you open the box? So there's some of the ideas that they give you from this little sheet here. So to write a really good story, some things to think about is you need to think about the characters in your story, just like here, and also the complications. So whenever you write a story, or to write a good story, you need a complication or a problem. And when you have a problem in your story, you need to write about how that problem got solved, so how the story will end. And some things to remember when you write your story is to make sure that you plan your writing. So before we start writing, we do a little plan of what some of the key points that we want to write in our writing. So it just gets our ideas on paper. We do that quite a fair bit in class. Do you remember how we always do those mind maps? How we do a little cloud and we have some points sticking out. We've got a template here today with the plan as well, so that will help you to jot down some ideas as well. So a couple of things to remember also: your spelling and your punctuation, your paragraphs. And one of the really important things at the end is to check and edit your writing when you're finished. So when you've finished your writing, go back and read it to make sure it looks and sounds right, and also to fix up any things that you might feel that you need to fix up. So Mr. Lamb today has written his own story about a box, so I'll just go into that now. I hope you can still see. So this is what Mr. Lamb wrote. This is his story. So he wrote this yesterday, and I'll read it first. And as Mr. Lamb reads it, I just want you to note some of the things, or some of the good things that Mr. Lamb does in his story. So, the box. "It is Christmas," yells my brother. I get out of bed and run downstairs. There are so many presents under the Christmas tree. I walk around the tree and look at all the presents, trying to guess which ones are mine. There is one big, brown, boring box. I look at the clock in the kitchen and it says it's only 6 a.m. I'm going to have to wait a whole half hour until I can open my presents and see what's in the box. The box doesn't have any colourful paper wrapped around it. It's just brown. I hope it's for me. "Merry Christmas, kids," Mum says. My brother and I run over to her for a hug. "Present time," I say. I watch Mum walk around the tree and stop at the box. I hope it's for me. She picks up the brown box and turns around. I'm so excited. "This present is to share," says Mum. My brother and I race over to the box and try to open it. "Wait, be gentle," says Mum. We gently open the box and look inside. "It's a puppy!" My brother screams. I can't believe it. I have wanted a puppy for so long. So that's what Mr. Lamb wrote. And have a couple of seconds just to think about a couple of things that Mr. Lamb did really well. And I want you to think about some of the things that we've been focusing on for the last couple of weeks and the feedback that Mr. Lamb's been giving you. Have you thought of much that Mr. Lamb did really well? Some of the things that you might do in your own writing. I've actually seen a lot of people do some of the things that Mr. Lamb did in his writing just now, so some of the things might resonate with you. So I'm going to get the highlighter out and I'm going to highlight some of the key things that are in my story. First, I have my title at the top. I'm going to highlight that. See if I can't. Oh, there we go. The box. So it's always good to give a title to your story. Okay, so the next thing is what do you think Mr. Lamb did really well in the first sentence? So because a lot of the times we start off with "once upon a time" or "on the weekend." Those are okay, but it doesn't hook the reader. So what I did was I started off with someone saying something. I started off with an action. I said, "It's Christmas," and straight away when I say something like that, it hooks the reader. It makes my story really interesting. So if you can start off with an action, start off with a sound. I know that some people started off with a sound last time, like boom, onomatopoeia. So that automatically that straight away just captures your audience and really engages the reader. So that's what Mr. Lam did really well. So that's one thing. Another thing is I've put a lot of adjectives. Can you see any adjectives in my story? And today, that's one of my focuses that I want you to do. I want you to put lots of adjectives in your writing. So what are adjectives? We've been looking at that a lot this term, and they are describing words. Okay, so when we give a lot of describing words in our story, it gives the person reading the story a visual or a better picture in their head of what the item or what the thing is. So I've described my box here in blue. There is one big brown boring box. So it's not just any box by itself, because if I just said to you it's a box, it would just sound pretty boring. But I've actually just said it's a big brown and boring box. So that just changes the picture in your head, doesn't it, straight away? So it's not just a box, it's a big brown and boring box. So I've used a lot of adjectives there. Okay, so I'll use another highlighter. So what else have I done really well here? What do you think? Do you think I've put a lot of detail in my writing? A lot of different things that just wants to make the reader read more. It really just tells a story, doesn't it? So I've put a lot of actions in there. I get out of bed and run downstairs. A lot of verbs. So when you give a lot of action words like verbs, it really also makes your story a lot more interesting. So I've done a lot here. I walk around the tree and look at all the presents, trying to guess which ones are mine. So I've done a lot of verbs in there. I've done a lot of actions in there. And I've also done a lot of things that I'm thinking about as well. I'm going to have to wait a whole hour until I can open my presents. So it's actually telling me how I feel. So I've noticed in your stories last week that you've talked about your feelings, how you felt during the story, and that really also engages the reader a lot as well. It makes your story so much more interesting. So keep doing that, boys and girls. So another thing is I've also, who knows what these things are here? I'll circle these ones here. What are these? Yep, speech marks. So when you put in speech marks, what does that tell you? It shows you that someone is talking. So if you can do that in your writing, it makes your story a lot more interesting as well. So it shows that someone's talking in the story. So I've got some more down here as well. Okay. So as you can see, as you read on, I've also got my, I'll make it a little bit small so you can see. Do you see how I've also got paragraphs in my writing? So I'll just do this. One paragraph here. Another paragraph here. Another paragraph here. So when I do paragraphs, it's a lot easier for me to read, isn't it? And each part is like a different idea as well. So if we have it all, if I have my writing all clumped together, it's a lot hard to read, isn't it? Do you agree? Yeah. So that's why we do paragraphs. So it makes our writing look a lot easier to read as well. So I've talked about a couple of things. I don't want to talk about too many things, but our focus today is to put a lot of adjectives, a lot of describing words in our story as well. So if you can do that today, boys and girls, that will be fantastic. I hope this video helped you, boys and girls. If you can get started with your plan, and then you can do your draft, and Mr. Lam can give you some feedback later on. I'm really looking forward to that. So have a try, boys and girls. I'm not expecting a full page like this. If you can, fantastic. If you can write a lot, fantastic. But just do your best. Like I said, my focus is putting adjectives in the story. Have a great day, boys and girls. Bye.